the thought of the week, taken away from the words of the book of this prophecy. In Revelation chapter 22 and verse 18 says, "For I testify unto you, I testify unto every man that heareth the words of this prophecy of this book. If any man shall add unto these things, God shall add unto him the plagues that are written in this book. And if any man shall take away from the words of the book of this prophecy, God shall take away his part out of the book of life, and out of the holy city, and from the things that are written in this book." Now we find here God laying down the foundation of adding to and taking away. Now we know that many times this is used from a different context as far as different versions of the Bible about adding and taking away. But the thought's been on my mind this week about taking away from the word of this prophecy with the recent events of last week's coming down judgment, saying that marriage is more than just a marriage between a man and a woman. Now, the Bible tells us here in verse 19, "If any man shall take away from the words of the book of this prophecy, God shall take away his part out of the book of life." Very, very serious consequences from taking away from the words of the prophecy of this book here in Revelation that we're looking at. Now, if we look in chapter 21, verse 27, it says, "And there shall in no wise enter into it anything that defileth, neither whatsoever worketh abomination or maketh a lie, but they which are written in the Lamb's book of life." So it tells us in chapter 21 that anything that worketh abomination will not enter into that city. Now we know the Bible teaches that homosexuality is an abomination in the eyes of God. It always has been, always will be, and we can't change that. But essentially what our, lack of better words, the leaders of our nation have come down and ruled is basically they have taken away, I feel like, from the prophecy of this book. Now the reason I say that is because now they would say that it's an abomination, but when we change the definition of marriage to include a man with a man and a woman with a woman, we've changed the definition that God sent down. And basically we send the message that it's okay for a man to marry a man and a woman to marry a woman, and what's going to happen is our children are going to be raised up into an era that it is going to be pushed upon us to be acceptable. So therefore what's going to happen is there's going to be many that think they can do that and still get to go to heaven, but that's not going to be the case no matter how man changes the definition. So what it tells us here, it says take away from the words of this prophecy of this book. Essentially what they have done is they've taken away one of the abominations that the Bible tells us about and basically sealed it and said that it's okay because it's legally marriage at this point in time. Our nation needs prayer. Let's be much in prayer. May God bless you.